Right, let's talk a bit about the real estate space. PropEquity has come up with a very interesting report claiming that housing projects worth 3.3 lakh rupees are stuck across India. Manisha Natarajan joins in with the key highlights from this report. Manisha?
Well, thanks. Yes, and I think the best way to describe the finding of this PropEquity report will be India's undelivered home crisis. Projects worth rupees 3.3 lakh crore or $47 billion are stuck across India. We all know that there are big names like JP Infra and Unitech, but this figure is actually very astounding and gives you a glimpse of why the buyer confidence is so low in the country. Now, let's break these numbers up as per the report released by PropEquity. There are a total of 4.57 lakh units which are stuck across India and are significantly behind their delivery deadlines. If I convert this number into projects, it's 1,687 projects which face a daunting construction challenge, no delivery date in sight. I think that's an important aspect to remember, no delivery date in sight. Now, 39% of these stuck projects are in the National Capital Region. Well, that's not a surprise because we do know that the maximum pain is in NCR. 1.8 lakh units, that's the value, at 1.22 lakh crore rupees are stuck in NCR alone. Majority of the stuck projects, you have to remember, are fully sold out. That's why you can feel the pain so much. But Mumbai is not that much behind. 32% of the projects, of that total number that we spoke about, 4.65 lakh units, well, 32% of these stuck projects are also in the Mumbai region, which includes Navi Mumbai and Thane. Even tier 2 cities have over 68,000 units which are stuck and delayed, and South has actually done a little bit better. But what is the future of these stuck projects? Can they be completed with the help of big financing firms like Piramal Finance or government PSUs like NBCC? Joining me to answer that question is Sameer Jasuja, the author of the report. So, Sameer, my first question is, how delayed are these projects? Are we taking 6 months, 1 year, or they are significantly delayed?
Good afternoon, Manisha. First of all, nobody in India has ever done such a large exercise across the country to be able to cull out all the details of all the projects that have not been delivered, and these projects started and got launched from 2009 onwards. So a significant number of projects are already 8 years delayed as such. So if you start deciphering all this, this is not with respect to projects which are seeing construction right now. These projects are stalled at the structure level, or the marketing is stalled. Sales have happened and now further sales are not happening in these projects. So very hard to say when they will see the light of the day. What we see is that the government is being very proactive. The judicial system has come into place, and it's now taking developers to task by even putting them behind bars, and that is one area we're seeing, because of which we're seeing developers scrambling to try and complete these existing projects and find some way to muster up finances and trying to build execution capabilities. But these projects, please keep in mind, are still very badly stuck, and financing is very hard to come by for these projects.
All right, financing is hard to come by, so we are hoping that, either the courts are going to take an action or the likes of NBCC are going to bail out. But I've had spoken to some sources at NBCC, and they're saying that they are not likely to take up anything beyond Amrapali and perhaps JP if that comes into their fold. So, I mean, Mumbai now, we keep talking about NCR, but Mumbai number has astounded me a lot. 32% of the total figures, yet we don't hear so much about Mumbai, and all the focus is on NCR when we talk about delays. Why is it so?
Manisha, primarily because Mumbai faces a few different types of challenges. One is that, the clearances take a lot of time. There are redevelopment projects that take years and years to get started, and developers do pre-launches in those projects and then they don't get permissions. Case in point, Lokhardwala as such, first the Dhobighat project, they got permission, they sold it to Omkar, then Piramal finally launched it. It took 10 years for that project to get launched, and Lokhardwala had already done pre-launch launches sales way back in 2009 and 2010. That's why you see Mumbai numbers so astounding.
Okay, so are we saying that the consumer confidence or buyer confidence is likely to remain low? Sales are likely to remain low till we find a solution to all these 4.65 lakh units which are stuck?
Fortunately, we are starting to see green shoots in real estate now. We are seeing a lot of sales pick up in ready projects and also projects which are actually getting completed. So there is a large number of projects where developers, reputed developers, are launching new projects and completing their past projects, because the maximum launches that were witnessed in India were between 2010 to 2012. So they are nearing completion now, and those projects are seeing robust sales because there is so much consolidation that has happened in the market. You could say probably in NCR 90% of the developers have got wiped out, and they are never going to be coming back to be able to sell any projects because they've just not been able to create any kind of credibility in the market. So consolidation is happening, fewer developers are launching, branded developers are doing well, and that's how it's going to move forward.
All right, so that's actually good news for listed players. Sameet Jasuja, thank you so much for joining me. And back to you, because, if you look at the numbers which have come out, whether it's Prestige or Shobha or Oberoi Realty, the figures are not looking bad at all. The big gainers are the listed players and branded players. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks so much for joining in and running us through that interesting report, Ben. By the way, just take a look at the Nifty. We were holding with gains and we're just building onto those gains. Cipla is moving higher as we speak, even Sun Pharma. So a couple of these stocks, these pharma stocks, they're moving higher. But I think the reason that we have got that leg up is because Reliance Industries has hit the 1200 rupee mark. So you pull up the intraday chart of Reliance Industries, it's a 1200 rupee stock now. That's moved to the high point of the day, helping the Nifty as well.
And that would put it just about 3 rupees away from its lifetime high. So the lifetime high on Reliance was 1,203 rupees, which it hit on 1st of August. So now just a whisker away from reclaiming that yet again. But that's pushed up the mark just in the last few minutes, as you pointed out.
Absolutely. Let's slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll get chatting with the management of Shriram Transport. Remember, we had the management of Ashok Leyland earlier today, and they sounded very, very confident. What does it mean for Shriram Transport? We'll get chatting with the management on the other side of the short break.